Have you ever noticed that certain places, people, or even social media can leave you feeling exhausted for hours afterwards? If you're an empath, you may be experiencing empath fatigue. And in this video, I'm going to be revealing 10 things that could quietly drain your energy. So let's take a look. Number 1, constant exposure to negativity. One of the quickest ways to drain an empath is to spend too much time around negativity. You may notice that being around this type of energy can leave you feeling exhausted. And sometimes you don't even realize it's happening. You walk away from a conversation and suddenly you feel tired. Your mood changes and you feel heavy. In these cases, protecting your energy is not selfish. It's necessary. You do not have to stay around people who constantly leave you feeling depleted. Number 2, spending too much time in peopled places. This one really does suck, but it's one of the biggest causes of empath fatigue. Let me explain. Busy places like shopping centres, concerts, pubs, and restaurants can be incredibly draining for an empath. There is simply too much stimulation. Imagine you spent the afternoon with someone who constantly complains or radiates negativity. Then, that evening, you head to a busy restaurant packed with people. By the time you get home, you're exhausted. The next day, you feel completely wiped out. Your mood has dropped, and even simple tasks feel like hard work. This is why it's so important to know your limits. If you know certain people or busy environments drain your energy, try not to combine them on the same day. Giving yourself time to recharge can make all the difference. 3, consuming too much fear and distressing media. News alerts, social media feeds, and a never-ending stream of upsetting stories mean we are exposed to more suffering than any previous generation before. For empaths, this can be overwhelming. Witnessing cruelty, violence, or even injustice through a screen can create genuine emotional stress. The body often responds as though it's experienced the event firsthand, even though it's just observing as an outsider. While staying informed is important, constantly feeding ourselves fear and negativity can leave us anxious, disconnected, and emotionally exhausted. Sometimes the most healing thing we can do is step away from the noise and return to our own inner stillness. Number 4, narcissistic or manipulative relationships. Many empaths are often kind, patient, and understanding, and these qualities can sometimes attract people who take more than they give. This can be especially difficult when you're dealing with someone who is controlling or manipulative like a narcissist. The problem is, an empath may see the wounded person underneath the bad behavior of a narcissist, telling themselves that they're acting this way because they've been hurt. And perhaps they have, but understanding someone's pain doesn't mean you have to accept harmful behavior, especially when it is triggering your empath fatigue. Number 5, not living authentically. This is another big one. Empaths are often extremely sensitive to when something in their life feels wrong. You may be in a relationship that no longer feels right, you may be working in a job that drains you, or you may be changing your behavior to fit in with other people's expectations or needs. This will cause you to feel stuck, disconnected, and tired. Sometimes that fatigue is your body telling you that you're living too far away from who you truly are. Number 6, rejection and feeling unseen. Rejection can hurt deeply, especially for an empath. When you care about someone, you often care deeply. So when someone rejects you, misunderstands you, or walks away, the pain can stay with you for a long time. The weight of this can be so draining to the body and mind, and it can further drain your own energy battery, which means you have got less energy to deal with day-to-day life. Number 7, neglecting your body and your basic needs. Sometimes empath fatigue has nothing to do with another person's energy. It could be that you're not sleeping enough, you're not eating well, you're constantly stressed, and you're not giving yourself enough time to rest. Your body is constantly communicating with you, but if you're always busy, you may not be listening. Remember, rest is not laziness. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. Number 8, being energetically out of balance. When we experience trauma, prolonged stress, grief, anxiety, or emotional overwhelm, our energy centers can become unbalanced. What many people don't realize that each energy center, which is also known as a chakra, is closely associated with one of the body's endocrine glands. These are the glands that produce hormones that influence everything from your mood and sleep to immunity and your stress responses. For many empaths, practices such as time in nature, breath work, meditation, or energy work can help them feel more grounded, which also works as a reset for the body and the mind. Number 9, too much electrical energy. Modern life keeps us constantly connected. Phones, laptops, notifications, and endless information streams mean our nervous systems rarely get a chance to rest. Now, most empaths come to find they are highly sensitive to EMFs and wireless energy, and often feel calmer after spending time in nature or just stepping away from all technology. Whether it's the technology itself or simply the overstimulation of non-native electrical energy, creating moments of stillness and disconnection, has become more important than ever. Number 10, carrying other people's pain. Many empaths feel a need to help and heal those who are quietly suffering. But one of the quickest ways to become depleted is by carrying burdens that were never ours to carry. Feeling compassion for someone is amazing, but taking responsibility for everyone else's emotions is just exhausting, even if that's just lending an ear to those who needed to be heard. So learning to support others while guarding your own energy becomes essential and may be one of the greatest lessons of the empath journey. And now for a little bit of good news. If you recognize the causes of your empath fatigue in any of these 10 things, please do not worry. The purpose of this channel is to help empaths and highly sensitive people better understand themselves and, most importantly, discover practical ways to heal. Everything I share comes from years of experience, personal research, and a deep desire to uncover the hidden causes of empath fatigue, emotional overwhelm, and the imbalances that so many sensitive people experience. My hope is that through these videos, you'll gain the knowledge and tools to protect your energy, restore your well-being, and realize that you are not alone on this journey. Or visit my blog where there are hundreds of posts written just for the empath by an empath.